Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 1v1 battle. This is going to be the Undead versus Chaos. This is going to be a March of the Ghouls. I have a front line here of 3 zombies. The Tithe zombies here, they're kind of here to protect our heroes. We have 2 Necromancers. This one has the Curse of Winds and Van Heel's Dance Macabre. This one has Van Heel's Dance Macabre and Invocation of the Heck. Then we have our Strigoi Ghoul King leading them. We have 2 Crypt Horrors in total, and Unholy Lodestone corpse card here embedded again in the zombies. I'm doing this in case the enemy Chaos player, who, if they bring flying, and this one did, if they want to try and, you know, snipe one of my heroes, they're hopefully going to get kind of laid down here with all of these zombies near them. Then we also have 6 Crypt Ghouls spread out amongst this battle. We have 2, 2, and 2, and then we have the puppies. You have the puppy twins. You have 2 Vargulfs, 1 on each side, and then also a dire wolf over here, just for some fast movements. Plug him in somewhere. The enemy player here, they have the Chaos Lord on a Flying Dragon, they have the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, and the Manticore Flying Squad. They also brought the Dragon Ogres, and a lot of armor piercing here. We have 3 Aspiring Champions, then we have, I forget how many they have, 1, 2, 3, like 4? I think 4 Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and then 3 Chaos Marauders with great weapons, and that's going to be their infantry. So, playing against the Grey, or the Undead, I can see why you would bring so much armor piercing, and it's one of the reasons why I chose to go with this. This is a fun build for me, March of the Ghouls. You're not probably going to see this often and online. But one of the reasons I brought this is because it can trick you up your enemy player. You're going to assume that your Undead opponent is going to bring a bunch of Graveguard with great weapon spam, and anything else that's armor piercing, which is probably why they brought the Dragon Ogres to deal with things like a Vargulf, or most likely a Crypt Horrors. So I can understand, again, why you'd bring so much armor piercing, but, hey, you know what? Sometimes bringing a unconventional build is a good thing. In this situation, a lot of the armor piercing is kind of going to go to waste against these very low armor zombies and 10 armored Crypt Ghouls. You don't really need armor piercing for these guys. I'm going to be bringing the puppies over here to try and pounce on any flying unit that is going to try and snipe any of my units. That is the plan. And we're just going to march out to meet the Chaos forces. You see the puppies getting a little over anxious. Got to pull them back. And the flying goon squad here is going to be flying down to the Crypt Ghouls in just a moment, because they are kind of out here on the wings and susceptible to this type of tactic. So we're going to bring our dire wolves, we're going to bring our puppy, and some reinforcements over here to try and pin them down and do what damage we can. The Vargulfs have a lot of armor piercing, so they can do pretty well against the Chaos Lord and the Chaos Sorcerer. Our ghouls are applying some poison damage here to the Chaos forces. We're going to get a solid hit on that Manticore before it flies out, and then they're going to turn around and try and ambush our Vargulf, or turn around and try and kill the Vargulf. So we're going to accept this. We're going to throw in our Crypt Ghouls to intercept the Dragon Ogres so they can't get to the puppy, because they do a lot of damage versus large, so we want to make sure that they can't hit the puppy. We're going to apply some poison damage. We're going to throw in a Crypt Ghoul because they are nearby, and they have some armor piercing that can do well against the Chaos Lord. And just try and chase them down. We're going to try and stick our puppies in on this Chaos Lord to try and keep the pin on the ground so we can get more damage on them. But we're going to get a little close to the main infantry line of the Chaos here, so we are going to pull back. Did some damage to these Dragon Ogres on our way out. Actually, one of those Dragon Ogres knocked over a Crypt Horror. And then the enemy squad of Doom here is going to come back and try to re-engage on our forces, while the main infantry is going to collapse on each other. Front line of zombies and ghouls against all of these Chaos Warriors and Marauders and Aspiring Champions. Our Strigoi Ghoul King and Corpse Guard is going to go up the middle to support there. Crypt Horror is going in. I kind of forgot these two for a little bit, but they will be pulled in shortly. Meanwhile, over here, we are still dealing with the flying Chaos group. My puppy is trying to deal some damage to the Chaos Sorcerer over here. And you see he's being targeted out. That's okay, because we're doing a lot of armor piercing to this Chaos Sorcerer Lord, or Sorcerer of Fire. I'm trying to get some poison on all of these high damaging units. Meanwhile, this Manticore is split from the pack and going to try and take out our Corpse Cart, I think. So we're going to turn the Strigoi Ghoul King on the Manticore. Also, this is when I'm going to be pulling in these 2 groups soonish. They should be coming here soon. I've dropped a Curse of Winds over here on this group of the enemy infantry to drop their melee attack. And you can see the Strigoi Ghoul King is getting some decent hits on the Manticore, who's trying to get through the Crypt Ghouls. But now we're going to pull off the puppies from this fight over here, and we're going to pounce on this Manticore since he's isolated and on the ground. I'm casting Van Heel's Dance Macabre, I believe, yeah, on the puppy to try and get more solid hits. Meanwhile, over here, my Crypt Ghouls are kind of dying along the dire wolves, but that's okay. We're getting a lot of good solid hits on this Manticore, and we are going to rout it off. One more hit as it flees. Make sure to remember us. Left flank is holding really well. We have a Crypt Ghoul here. We're getting reinforcements as well. The zombies are about to die, but the Crypt Horror is still there as well. Strigoi Ghoul King, Corpse Cart, and Necromancers, along with these zombies, are holding the front line. You can see the Strigoi Ghoul King has just a bunch of regeneration, so he is going to stay in top health here unless focused down. The Puppy Twins are going to be pulled back to these Dragon Ogres who are focusing on this Crypt Horror on the right flank. So we're going to get a nice rear charge here and just do a massive amount of damage along with these Crypt Ghouls coming in. And remember, Crypt Ghouls have the poison damage, so everything affected by the Crypt Ghouls are going to get poisoned and their damage is going to be lowered and all their stats are going to be lowered, so that's why they are being plugged everywhere. The Necromancers I'm trying to keep out of combat, but nearby, so that their Master of the Dead trait is being procced and everything nearby, so that they will get regeneration from that. And you can see we have dealt a bunch of damage to these Dragon Ogres, but they did manage to bring down our Crypt Horror. Now that the the Chaos Lord has landed along with the Fire Lord trying to get our Corpse Cart, once again, we're going to pull the Corpse Cart out and then bind this Chaos Lord down with the puppies and the Crypt Ghouls. And the puppies and the Strigoi Ghoul King is also kind of buried in here. It's hard to see him. They are just going to go to town on the Chaos Lord and manage to bring him down. This is so much armor-piercing damage, so the Chaos Lord could not handle the Strigoi Ghoul King and his pets, Vargulfs. So now we're going to turn our attention to the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire, who is the remaining lord or leader of the Chaos Forces now. Corpse Cart is going to regenerate because that's what it does, as long as you keep it out of combat. Dragon Ogres are going to come back from routing, so I think I'm going to stick one of the puppies back on them here soon, as the Strigoi Ghoul King continues to try and rout the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire. There we go, the puppies are going to finish the job against those Dragon Ogres, and then redirect their attention to the Chaos Sorcerer. On the left flank, our Crypt Ghouls are still somewhat holding against these Chaos Warriors, and the Crypt Horrors are doing their job, doing AoE, they're doing armor-piercing damage and disrupting attacks against these Chaos Warriors. But they have been taking a beating. I have been casting Invocation of the Heck on them a couple times to keep them up in the fight throughout this battle. Van Heel's Dance Macabre was mostly reserved for our two puppies here. They have got it, I think, twice throughout the battle. And I dropped a mass Invocation of the Heck at some point on the left flank here to help keep it holding. And I think that was cast from the Strigoi Ghoul King, but that was a little earlier. So now you can see we have routed most of the enemy infantry off the field. They will come back from routing. And now we're going to focus our efforts on the aspiring champions who are remaining in this combat. And they are the ones keeping these Chaos Warriors in the battle because of their encouraging aura. But you can see, even through the encouraging aura, the Chaos Warriors are going to be routing here. The Corpse Cart is now back almost up to full due to its passive regeneration of it and the nearby Necromancers. And the puppies are obviously at top health here. And here is where the enemy is going to be routing for good. But it was a good game. It was a good game. Even though my enemy's army was built to destroy Graveguard for the most part, they still almost managed to defeat us there. But the thing is, the puppies, I just don't think the Chaos player was expecting the puppies, because it's not a unit you see often. Hell, you don't see the vampire counts often. And when you do, I think the most famous tactic is to run Manfred von Karstein with the Curse Wind. No. Wind of Death. The very fast-moving vortex spell that can totally crush infantry like in a matter of seconds. That's all you really see from vampires. At least that's all I've ever seen from vampires recently. So yeah, no one's going to expect this build. So totally understand why my opponent built for anti-armor. And again, even though they did, they still almost crushed my army, even through that. So very good game to my opponent here. I believe Mobius won. Let's take a look at the kill count. Strigoi Ghoul King did okay. Managed to help bring down the Chaos Lord and the Chaos Fire Sorcerer. So that was okay. My ghouls, I think, did pretty well considering what they are. 10 armor, 27 melee attack, and like 30 something melee damage, I think. But they're not armor piercers, so it was a very tough fight for them against a bunch of Chaos Warriors and Aspiring Champions. Puppies did okay at pinning down a unit, but they didn't really do too much. The Cryptors, 27 kills each. That's okay. I mean, my enemy's army was kind of an elite, smaller force, so 27 is actually not that bad. The Vargul's getting 14 kills each. That's weird. Both Cryptors 27, both Vargul's 14. Odd. All of our monstrous creatures got tied for... Anyway, that's just... Anyway. Vargul's did exceptionally well in this battle. Again, I don't think many people build to counter Vargul's because you just don't see them. I don't really understand why. I think they're pretty solid. They're super fast. They have regeneration. They have a nice amount of armor-piercing damage. They have a high set of hit points. And the thing is, like, they have a low leadership, and they do kind of cost a lot. But you can run them in, and as long as you run them out and let them regenerate, then they just come back, and they're, you know, at top health, and they're brutes. But I really never see anybody use them, which is a shame. I think they're great. And the Corpse Cart was the target of the Manticore and, like, the Chaos Lord, and I think kind of led them both to their deaths, because my enemy player really wanted to take it out, which is understandably, because it's buffing almost my entire force there with +8 melee attack and defense, and it was also granting another regeneration passive aura to everything around it. But luckily I managed to keep it safe, and it was a very successive lure. That wasn't its intention, but that's what it was. My enemy here, 67 kills on the Chaos Lord, really good. 42 on the Chaos Sorcerer is also really good, and just a high amount of kills in general. Like my enemy player here, Mobius 1, they did mostly crush my army. It was just my Vargul's that kind of kept me in it, honestly, because my Cryptors were about to fall. But yeah, the puppies were just a little too much, I guess, for this particular build. But again, good game to Mobius 1. Hope you enjoyed that. And, you know, let's just take a cinematic view. It's a quick battle, and it may look cool to see a bunch of Crypt Ghouls and Horrors duking it off against the forces of chaos. These poor Crypt Ghouls don't know what's about to happen. Oh, the puppy. I love the puppies. Bite his ankles. Get him. Yeah. Keep him on the ground. Keep him on the ground. Tiny puppies.
We are at Spain.
God, those ghouls are so tiny compared to Chaos Warriors.
Everything must die.
Use that whip. I don't think I've ever seen the Corpse Cart attack. He just whips people. I don't ever really noticed that before. Yeah, whip it. Whip it good. Puppy twins. Oh, this is what drags my Necromancer into battle in the first place, because I never actually put them in combat. This random dude who got knocked away engaged my... Oh, man. Corpse Guard getting the hell out of there. Don't really get to see the Strigoi Ghoul King often. Very low armored. Very easily damaged. Well, he has decent melee defense, but still, like, it's not the best melee fighter. But his poison attacks and high armor piercing, like, it can do some work. And the Tithe are still in here, taking damage. The Tithe is such a good fodder unit. Punch him in the face. Just such high disrupting attacks. You know, kind of like the Gorbals. Well, not as good as Gorbals, but it's almost there. Jeez! Puppy's angry. Jeez! Oh, that poor aspiring champion. I just look this. Oh my god! Look at this poor soul. Jeez. Must got hit by the puppy. Oh my god! It's just all types of bad things are happening right here. The game just looks so cool. Like the battles look amazing. I love looking at them. Anyway, again, good game to my opponent. I hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody. I will see you all next time. And you know what? Give the puppy some love. Bring him into combat every once in a while.